Well, hello everyone, I'm Postmaster Radio and it's time to bring on the funny. You are listening to Ujokes Weekly, the one and only podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's fantastically funny virtual comedy show, Ujokes, where comedians compete for the most laughs along with you guys. On YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, you too can have a chance to dominate. It's literally comedy gold at your fingertips, and today I'm counting down my picks for the top 5 jokes from this week's episode of Ujokes, the 98th episode of the show, Ketra Long versus Danielle Perez. Now that's all good and well, but before we start, a little reminder that if you missed the most recent Ujokes show, with host versus producer Jonathan versus Josh, and special guest Wayne Brady to add on to the hijinks, catch up now via the podcast link in the description. Also, to continuing listeners, brand new ones too, thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast. If this is your first time listening, and you happen to be listening from Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, please leave those ratings and reviews if it is not too much trouble. And also, you know how we do it here, following the top 5 countdown. Make sure you keep listening for the Ujokes Awards, full of additional highlights such as Comedian of the Week and the Audience Award. But now, without further ado, time to jump right into it. Team Audience, first up to bat at spot number 5 on the old Ujokes countdown, we go to a game called Name the Movie for the picture of a baby stuck in a toilet. The winning joke, which did come from Team Audience, shout out to Alan Orschel, Jaws 5, the gets real. Not too shabby, Alan Orschel, well done, and congrats on the win from Name the Movie. Next up at spot numero 4 on the countdown, we go to the game that came right after What Is This a Commercial For? And this was for the picture of a man using a laptop, but as always, it's not that simple. The laptop also seems to have a robotic hand attached to it, and I don't know if the robotic hand is officially slapping somebody or not. That being said, bonus shout out to Ketra Long's joke, Slap Happy. Not to give you too many spoilers in case you missed that Ujokes show. But anyway, for the joke at hand that made it onto the countdown, not the winning joke of the game, but it was pretty good nonetheless. Going back to the YouTube chat, Shannon R representing Team Audience with Slap 9000. Yeah, pretty good, Shannon. Next up at spot number 3 on the countdown, moving away from Team Audience and on to the pros. Yeah, that's how it's going to be for the rest of today's countdown, but the question is, will Danielle Perez be dominating or Ketra Long? You'll find out soon enough. Anywho, spot numero 3 on the countdown, with the spotlight on Danielle Perez, we go back to Name the Movie.
Pee poo.
Yeah, to be honest, there was more of a je ne sais quoi factor in the joke. I liked it, but I have no idea why. It could be possible that this also had to do with Danielle's backup joke, because her alt joke was the ultimate doo-doo. So now I'm thinking pee poo, the ultimate doo-doo. But regardless, Danielle's original joke was pretty good, although not as good as Ketra Long, who winds up at spot number 2 on this week's countdown.
This movie is, oh baby, I ain't got to take this crap.
Oh baby, I ain't gonna take this crap. I like that. I think this is one of those movies where they saw the still from it and then said, let's just call it that. Exactly what it is.
Oh my god, such a good joke. Overall, a great game too. I mean, to paraphrase what Danielle said, it's almost like this pick was made for some sort of bizarro 3 Men and a Baby reboot. Oh my god, what a game of Name the Movie. And last but not least, already we're wrapping up the countdown pretty quickly, if I do say so myself. Spot numero 1. This was from a game called What's It Mean? You will hear the word for yourself, but basically it's sore, N-U, and then you know that word that rhymes with Uranus, if you know what I mean? That one, though, instead of a U, has an I, so SORENUANIS. Anyway, for that word, the players had to come up with a fake definition for said word. I was not a fan of Danielle Perez's joke, sorry Danielle. Let's just say for that one, things got a little crazy, to put it in the nicest way I possibly can. And I did not like the one that came from Team Audience either, so that only left us with Ketra Long, who, yes, did have my favorite joke from this week's show, but it was also the winning joke of What's It Mean. And thank God for that.
Sordivagus is a book in the lost version of the Bible.
Oh. A book in the lost in the Bible. What happens in the book, Ketra?
It is, so if you turn in your Bibles to Soranas chapter 1 verse 6, it says, "Thou shalt not use the definition that Danielle had for this word."
That's right.
Holy sh! I mean, it's crazy how one made-up word can cause so much to happen. And also, man, the censor has been used quite a bit today, so which I think in some weird way goes to show how insane things got very fast during that one show, let alone the entire game of What's It Mean. Oh, good gravy. Anyway, that's it for the top 5 countdown, thank God. Now we go on to the Ujokes Awards, which is pretty much like the Oscars, except it's a good award show. For Comedian of the Week, no question about it for me, Ketra Long wins the title. And you guys thought so too, because the unanimous votes for the old favorite comedian poll on Twitter and Insta were all in Ketra's favor. Better luck next time, Danielle, Perez. And shout out to the Insta voters for this week, Michael Tiedemann, Darren D, and Karen Frazier. For Game of the Week, as crazy as What's It Mean was, I'm going to give it to Name the Movie, just because all of the jokes in that game were amazing, for me anyway, and it's not usually something that happens with these Ujokes games. Next up, we have the Audience Award. This one goes to the one from either the YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch chats that had the best joke. So, who's the winner this time? You know what? It's going to be Shannon R. You know what it's for, her joke from the commercial game. So well done, Shannon. And as for Manga Moment, well, going back to Name the Movie, you know the jokes that came from Ketra, Danielle, and Team Audience. But what about Jonathan's jokes? These were pretty good too. To Live and Toilet Die. The other one, Critter in the Shitter. And man, the censor button is being used so often today. I mean, I can't believe it. So great jokes from Jonathan Mangum. By the way, which one was your favorite from Name the Movie? Did you like Ketra's, Danielle's, Jonathan's, or the one from Team Audience, which ultimately did win the game? But what do you think? Let me know on Twitter and Insta at Postmaster Radio. And just like that, we're done with this week's Ujokes Awards. Couple of final announcements though before we wrap things up. First, we're getting closer to the big 100th episode of Ujokes, but for now, the 99th episode will be coming up, if all goes to plan, on Monday, December the 6th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 Eastern. Till then, if you did miss this week's Ujokes show and you do have some good jokes to submit, go back to the Ujokes show, and I do this from YouTube, but if you can do it on Facebook and Twitch and you prefer to do it from either of those platforms, that's just as good. Type your joke into the comment section. Jonathan and Josh will look at all of the jokes, and whichever one they like the best, whoever submitted that joke gets to compete in the final round on the next show against the pros and Team Audience. Pretty cool, huh? So get on that as soon as you can. I also want to tell you about the other shows on the Ujokes YouTube channel. There's FMK Champs hosted by college humorist Carolyn Page. The next episode will be coming up pretty soon, actually. Tune in on Wednesday, December the 8th at 7 Pacific Time, 10 Eastern. There will also be a new episode of High Joke Score. You know, the show where jokes equal cash. The 6th and final session continues on Friday, December the 3rd. But there's still more fun to be had thanks to the Ujokes YouTube channel. For one thing, merch. Do you want a Ujokes t-shirt? Maybe an FMK Champs mug? There's a link in the description if you want to get your hands on some of that valuable merch. Oh, and did I neglect to mention that Ujokes has its own website? No joke. Ujokes.com, created by Ujokes fan Craig in the UK. The website link is also in the description. And with that being said, folks, that is it for today's episode of Ujokes Weekly. Yup. we're done for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a great time. Be sure to stay connected with me on Twitter and Instagram at Postmaster Radio. Plus, like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review on YouTube, Spotify, Spreaker, the Apple and Google Podcast platforms, among others. The account links can all be found in the description. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, well, bye for now, Ujokes fans. See ya!